Okay, I'm doing an update on my home and the drywall issues that I had found. The insulation, let me just put it that way, the insulation that was compromised by the drywallers. So they had cut open, last week they had cut open, the sections were identified. There was issues back there. Builder was reluctant to, he didn't argue, but he says, it'll pass the air test. You know what? I don't care about the air test. I know what that comprises. It's just a vacuum test on that. But you can pass the air test and still have poor insulation. The thing is, I'm building a new home, and the insulation integrity is what's going to keep my home, cool or warm depending on the season. But that's not got nothing to do with the air test. So get a certain number on the air test and it'll pass, but that has nothing to do with the insulation. It's just how well the windows and doors are sealed and the insulation and how the tape on the drywall. It just measures how much air is being pulled in from the outside when you're doing the vacuum. But that has nothing to do with the insulation. Uh, the insulation itself is its own identity. It does its own job. So I told him that's not good enough for me. You're gonna have to. I already identified them. I'm doing you a favor because I charge for this stuff, and they were it'll still pass. I don't care about that. You're gonna have to identify that. You're gonna have to open it up and investigate it. And they did, and they found what I suspected: compromise of the insulation. So I took some pictures after they told me that they cut it open and they did find what I suspected. Went out there yesterday doing some other work and decided to go inside the house. They told me they had gotten the installation guy out there, and he corrected the problem. So, and they did. Uh, I got some pictures of it, and then I got my infrared camera and scanned it. So it made a difference. It made an improvement. When I say it's 100% the way the initial installation was, I can't say it's 100%, but it's the improvement that I expected. So today the drywall people are supposed to go back. Now, mind you, the drywall people are the ones who caused the problem to begin with. Now, I haven't caused a stink because they're the ones who have to finish up the house. Once my house is complete, then I will file a complaint with the state BBB about their performance, and that'll be also shared on this on this channel once it's all said and done. Because they should be held accountable. And the thing is, they most people do not know any of this that can happen or it's happening, and there's no way to identify it without tearing the whole house apart with a drywall. If you find something compromised, how are you going to find the rest? That's where I guess suggesting is you have to look for a thermographer, somebody who knows how to run the equipment. Home inspectors cannot see through the walls; they will only see what the human eye can see. A thermographer, which is I'm finding now that nobody knows what a thermographer is. So they have a camera that can detect heat anomalies, different delta temperatures. And if a person knows how to identify, uh, you know, anomalies on there, they can tell you, okay, we got something going on back here. Might not tell you exactly what's back there, but they can tell you there's an issue back there behind the walls. Now, in my house, I found two beer bottles behind the drywalls. So a lot of it depends on the time of day and what you're looking for. So and then I found my first initial scan. I found two beer bottles in drywall, and then I found other voids in the insulation. And that was in the morning. Later on, when it started, I'm gonna say about a month later, when it started heating up, then I found the rest of the insulation that was compromised, and they just didn't want to go back there and say, you know what, you're gonna go back there and you're gonna investigate. You're gonna have to cut open. You have to drill holes and re-insulate it. I don't care what you do, but you're gonna correct that. There's no way around it. Thing is, they didn't expect a person like me to follow up with my skills and equipment uh, to go, to identify what the problem is. Most people don't. So they correct. So today they're gonna go. The drywall people are supposed to go back there and repatch everything. I'll try to post some pictures here of what I did, of what they done over there yesterday on the installation part. And then they're supposed to put the drywall back in place because they're big chunks that were cut out of the house, and it was on top of the crest line. Now, unfortunately, the my ceiling is a cathedral ceiling. I thought it was the vaulted ceilings were pretty much the same, but no, these cathedral ceilings are like a church. They're all the way to the top. I climbed one of those ladders, and I'm like, oh my god, it's way up here. But anyways, they've been doing everything off the ladder. So I say, no, I don't want nobody dying in that house because I won't move into it. But they're supposed to do that today. It set me back a week. Well, it set them back a week. And it's been a pain in my butt regarding some of these contractors. And it's the builder's contractors, not mine. But, the thing is, they can't say nothing about me, telling chase ghosts because what I'm finding is stuff that has been compromised in my home, and that shouldn't be the normal. If it's the normal, it's because you accept it as a normal. It's not the norm. So, anyways, they're correcting it. Hopefully, the drywall people go back in there today and won't destroy what was done a few days ago, which reinstallate the insulation. And then after that, hopefully one more week, tidy up the rest of the house. They call it what they call it bump, clean up the rest of the house for all the little dents mixed here and there, and then repaint the inside of it and the outside. There's still some work to do, but anyway, I just want an update on regarding the damage to my home on the installation part. So hold those accountable who need to be held accountable, and you just don't let it go. I mean, I don't want to bring it up, but you know what? I don't know how to bring it up. So if you know what you're talking about, you need to just talk to them and say, you need to fix this. I'm not going to accept this kind of work. And if you have doubts, hire a home inspector. But if you hire a home inspector, make sure that they have a thermographer on their staff, because that's who you're going to really need is a thermographer to identify beyond what what you can see beyond the walls. That's who you need to hire. I'm available. Okay. Talk to you soon.